and metonymies are subdivisions of a metaphor. The use of the two help to enhance the mood in a metaphor as well as the understanding in language. Simultaneously, the use of synecdoches and metonymies create ambiguity because of the substitutions of words morphing the literal meaning of the sentence. Synecdoches and metonymies also create imagery and shortcuts or slang in modern-day language.
The implication of the two literary devices helps the interpretation of the topic to be received by the audience in a more subjective manner. The long-lasting effect of the use of the two tropes is evident in the language we speak today. English is one of the hardest languages to decipher because of the ambiguity embedded within the structures of our phrases.
Metonymy, a figure of speech in which one word or phrase is substituted for another with which it is closely associated, such as crown for royalty. Another example is the pen is mightier than the sword, implying that communication is more powerful than fighting.
We use these examples because they are commonly used terms. These terms have become basic knowledge.
For example, it is easy to make the connection that a crown would be related to royalty, because crowns are typically associated with royal figures. Metonymy is used in the music we listen to. Songs such as the song Kryptonite by Three Doors Down uses metonymy in the metaphor. The man sees himself as strong like Superman, except when it comes to his relationship, because it is his weakness. Another example in literature would be the title of the famous novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The title of the book uses metonymy to reference the mockingbird, an innocent creature whose sole purpose is to create beautiful music, and to kill a creature that is that harmless is a selfish crime. This refers to the trial of an innocent man who is already convicted guilty before the trials ever started because of his race.
Synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part is used for the whole, or the whole for a part, the general for the special, or the special for the general. A quote by William Shakespeare, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears," is a perfect example of a synecdoche. In this case, when he's asking for the people to lend him their ears, the implied meaning is him asking for the people's attention. Ears represent the part of a human body that can hear. This quote represents how a synecdoche uses a literal or general term in a metaphorical way. Another example of a synecdoche used in modern terms would be, his parents bought him a new set of wheels. In this case, wheels implies a new vehicle. Because wheels are the generally known part of a car, this creates a common understanding of the term wheels being substituted for car. An example of a synecdoche in music would be the song Listen to Your Heart by DHT. The analogy of listening to your heart represents the connection of emotion and love to a body part in the center of your body. The heart has gained a general sense of meaning to be the emotional side to your decision making. The song uses the metaphor of your heart to initiate the reaction of an emotional connection to the song. The song also uses the heart as a metaphor to indicate that in life, you need to let your emotions be the judge of what you need to do when it comes to relationships. Metonymies and synecdoches are used in the English literature quite frequently. Despite of how similar they are, they have their differences.
To begin with, metonymies and synecdoches are both subdivisions of a metaphor. They both depend on the reader's interpretation to develop their meaning.
The meaning of the statement can either be taken literally or metaphorically. This also causes ambiguity because of the differing interpretations that are possible.
However, for their differences, there isn't a hard and fast distinction between the two. Synecdoches usually refer to a fundamental part of the subject, whereas a metonymy uses one subject to refer to another one because of their close relation.
Metonymy can be used to affect the tone of a subject by the context it is used in. For example, in the song Animal I Have Become by 3 Days Grace, the metonymy is the singer saying that he has become an animal. Within the context of the song, metonymy means that he's turning into a barbaric and uncontrollable version of himself, also known as his natural side.
He uses the metaphor to explain his transition in becoming a person he doesn't want to be. He uses the anger in the music of the song to clarify that this is an unintentional transformation. Metonymy uses the context around the subject to give it meaning and give the mood of the subject. Synecdoches and metonymies help create visuals for us as listeners or readers to comprehend.
In music, these kinds of tropes are used to create a more emotional experience listening to the song.
The emotion derives from the vision that the reader perceives from the song's imagery, and this makes the visual personal. We use them without realizing it on an everyday basis. Furthermore, the use for tropes, unfortunately, has broadened into rather profane language. These words adopted their profane meaning by inserting them into derogatory circumstances. The words substituted for female dog and donkey have acclimated their meaning into offensive terminology.
So, in conclusion, metonymies and synecdoches create the subjective version of the topic it is speaking about. The use of the two are unavoidable in our everyday language, music, and literature. They are significant in capturing the audience's emotions and thoughts to see the infinite amount of interpretations underlying the language we speak.